Vanchikapatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuve Evacha Patitanam Avanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. So, I had the great fortune to spend some time in Mayapur for a few years, most of the time there, and but I can't say I had a very close relationship and so many wonderful pastimes, but I felt I'd like to come and offer some appreciation. I did have some very nice interactions with Pankajangri there. In thinking about what Pankajangri embodied in his life, and obviously Janani Rashtra as well, the 5 things came to my mind is service, surrender, steadiness, humility, and compassion. And I remember one time there was a festival at Rajpur. I think it was a Snan Yatra for Lord Jagannath up there. And one devotee would come back sometime in the afternoon. It's a very long program. It goes for hours, and then you get prasadam, and after that you're sort of like, oh, it's kind of, maybe we'll go home now. It's like a very long day. I was discussing it with a devotee after the next day, and he said he noticed Pankajangri and Janani Prabhu were just there all day, just distributing prasadam, serving the deities, serving the devotees just all day. And the devotee made the comment, he said, when I go to these things, I have to pretty much negotiate with my mind, Okay, how long are you going to stay? How much can you tolerate this? He said, I notice with them, there's no negotiating with their mind. They're just so much on a steady platform. They're just completely surrendered to that service back in 1972, 73, whenever it was they went there. And brought to mind the Bhagavad Gita verse, Chitapana Prashantasya Paramatma Samahita Sitoshna Sukha Dukkashu Samadhana Vidiyate. That for one who's conquered the mind, the super soul has already reached. And that's what you felt when you talk with Pankajangri or Janai. It's very disarming. It's like you're talking to the super soul. Like some devotees have said, it's like there's nothing there, there's no issue, there's nothing. It's just like, I'm ready to serve Krishna, I'm ready to serve Krishna. How did you want me to serve? Okay, what is it? And there was, there was nothing else there. I remember sometimes watching them in class, and it didn't matter who was giving class in the temple. Pankajangri would come after his service, he'd have the Bhagavatam, he'd read that, he'd listen to the class, he'd ask them questions, and he was really on that transcendental level of, that service and surrender. It just didn't matter. He would treat everyone completely equally. Sometimes we hear devotees saying, we just have to chant. We just have to chant Hare Krishna, and that's all. And obviously, ultimately, we only have to do that. But I really think, Pankajangri's life really embodies that idea of Pancharatra, the importance of Pancharatra process. Prabhu said, Bhagavad and Pancharatra. And the Bhagavad is the chanting, the direct connection, and Pancharatra is that regulated, doing deity worship, hearing the philosophy regularly, doing these regulated things. And I think of that 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita where Krishna says, just think of me. If you can't think of me, follow the rules of Bhakti Yoga. If you can't do that, then, work for me, then all these other levels come below it. But Janavashru, Pankajangri, they're just on that level. They're just always thinking of Krishna because they have that direct connection with Krishna as a person. And also that humility comes from them because they're in the presence of greatness on a daily basis. So that humility is not something forced that, I'm so full and I'm this, I'm that. It's not about them. But you really felt, wow, actually, now when I see how they are, then I can understand. That is humility, because they're serving Lord Nrsimha, they're serving Radharani every day. They're in the presence of that greatness, they're connecting with that every single day, every moment. Then they're naturally just, wow, the Lord is so great. I'm so small. They just have a very natural humility. And of course then to want to serve the Vaishnavas, and all the devotees are giving so many, experiences of how they would just serve the devotees so fully. And so, I think maybe in one sense, from a philosophical sense, sorry, I don't have so many interesting pastimes, but I kind of look philosophically that he's really Pancharatra personified. Pankajangri, Pancharatra personified. That he showed what is the benefit and this of just worshipping the deity, doing those regulated things, and that's the result after 50 years That's the divine consciousness you attain. So, thank you very much, Pankajangri, for the inspiration and your life and the example. All glories to you. Pankajangri.